About 10 weeks ago, guys, I did a video trying to warn you about Journey Together, not to buy it at the price it was going for 10 weeks ago. Some of you listened, some of you didn't. My channel's not that big, it didn't reach everyone. And I hate to say I told you so, but like I said, a couple of months back, about 10, 11 weeks ago, I did a video talking about how Journey Together was overpriced, overhyped, and there were better opportunities. Now, I've said from day one, Journey Together is a decent set. It's kind of a mid-tier set in my opinion. And I've been saying that from the outset. I think looking forward if we go forward 12 months, 2 years, people aren't going to be looking back and going, oh my God, I need to chase that Lily's Clefairy. They're going to be after like, oh, the Greninja from Twilight Masquerade, or the Umbreon from Prismatic Evolutions, or the Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates. They're not going to be going, oh my God, I've got to get my hands on that Lily's Clefairy. It's just exciting now because it's new and it's happening and it's hip. Everything that comes out now is just overhyped. And like I say, it's a concerning pattern. So I just want to kind of look at some of the products that I spoke about in that video I did 10, 11 weeks ago to see how they're comparing to Journey Together and to see if I was right or was I wrong and what I was trying to get at. So it's a bit of a refresher just to see how the products I suggested 10, 11 weeks ago are doing compared to Journey Together. We know Journey Together has been crashing. So if we just look here, give me 1 second, I'll just crack this open. We've got the Journey Together booster box right here, okay? Now again, I did that video about 10, 11 weeks ago. If we look back here, sort of March 17th to March 23rd, that's around when I think I did the video on March 24th, March 25th. So right about this time, back here, you can see the booster box was 274. Let me go back 3 months. 3-month graph is playing up. Thanks, TCG player. So we go back to sort of late March, 274. There was even sales around 290 for the Journey Together booster box. I was like, guys, you don't need, this is US dollars. I was like, guys, you don't need to pay almost $300 US for a brand new set, especially when it's only Journey Together. Again, no hate for Journey Together, but it's a mid-tier set. And you can see over the last few months, where are we now? $212. So it's almost 300 down to 212. Let's say it was 290, even say 280 down to 212. You've lost almost $70 in less than 3 months. And I do see a lot of investors and collectors, they talk about dollar cost averaging. Now, dollar cost averaging can work at the right time to get you out of trouble, and I use it myself, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I use dollar cost averaging, but that dollar cost averaging is no excuse to spend too much from the outset. I don't care if I pay too much for the booster box and it goes down in price, I'll just buy more and dollar cost average. It's not an excuse to pay too much from the outset because you can dollar cost average later to try and save your skin. It's like, just don't pay too much in the first place. Don't pay too much in the first place. And if in a future video I talk about dollar cost averaging, it's because I've probably made a boo-boo, made a mistake by paying too much for something. Like I said, I'm no guru. Sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I overpay for something. Very rare, I think, but it could happen. And I'll dollar cost average into that product as well if it continues to drop or if there's reprints. I've done that, when I paid a little bit too much for Lost Origin, and then it was a reprint a couple of years ago and I bought some more, and my dollar cost average was still really low. And I didn't overcommit and pay what I thought was too much at the time. So there is a place for dollar cost averaging. I don't want to keep going on about it. But guys, Journey Together booster box is down almost $70 just in 10 or 11 weeks. Here's some of the products I said would be a better option for similar or less money 3 months ago, 10, 11 weeks ago. If we go back, this is Temporal Forces. If we go back here to sort of, where were we? Sort of late March, there we are, $193 for a booster box, right? This was literally almost $100 cheaper, call it $80, $90 cheaper for this booster box than Journey Together. You're looking at $190. Now this thing's $216. It's gone up about $26 to $30 just in the last 10, 11 weeks. Now, investors, we're thinking long term, right? But this is just an example, This is an example of just showing you how to buy smart at the right time, okay? Yes, we're long-term investors, but that doesn't mean we want to make short-term mistakes and have short-term pain. We need to execute when we buy. We make our money when we buy smart. So this is now $216. Again, it's up $25, $30 in 3 months. Okay, it's not big growth, but again, Journey Together in the same time frame is down almost $70. So if this is up 25 and Journey Together's down 70, that's a $95 discrepancy. You could take 95 US dollars and buy, you know, another cool ETB or another product and invest in that. Now you got a second product working for you. So then over long term of making smart, small decisions, you get this big compound effect long term. You know, Tony Robbins has this, I'm going to butcher this, but Tony Robbins speaks about this analogy when it comes to golf. You know, I'm not a golfer, but you know, you hit the ball half a mil on the wrong angle and it sends it way off the fairway. And you go half a mil in the right angle and you're on the green right near the hole. So short term, small decisions in the short term can affect massive outcomes long term. So you need to buy smart, guys. And when I say Journey Together is overpriced, I'm not speaking out of my butthole. Like, I know what I'm talking about. You cannot keep paying 400 Australian dollars or 300 US dollars, 450 Aussie dollars, whatever it might be, every time a new booster box comes out. This is not the new normal, and it's going to come back to bite you more often than not. Prismatic Evolutions hasn't dropped as much, you know, but I still think that's going to start dropping a bit more. But the point is, FOMO is not a strategy. Temporal forces over the last 10-11 weeks, as I suggested in that video I did on Journey Together versus other options, Temporal Forces is beating Journey Together over the last 10-11 weeks, guys. And it was a cheaper booster box. Here we are, Twilight Masquerade. If we go back to March 24th when I did that video, this was $207. It was cheaper than, what did I say Journey Together was 3 months ago? Sorry, we're at, yeah, $270. Holy crap. Twilight Masquerade still isn't $270. So yeah, a few months ago when I did that video, $207, $205, $207 for a Twilight Masquerade booster box. This booster box was more than $60, $70 cheaper than Journey Together. I said it's a much better pickup. Now this is up to $254. This has gone up almost $50, Twilight Masquerade, in 10 or 11 weeks. Let's call it 3 months, right? Let's just say 3 months for ease of conversation. 3 months, we're up almost $50 for the Twilight Masquerade booster box. Journey Together again is down almost $70. That's $110, $120 variance from making the wrong decision to the right decision. Twilight Masquerade, as I said, is a much better pickup, and it's still, well, it's more expensive than Journey Together right now. It's overtaken it. But I still think this is a much better set, much better pickup. But that's not the point. I did that video a few months back saying Journey Together is not a good buy, these are better buys. And this is just to show you I'm not wrong about this. Like, Journey Together has come down. $296 now for the Paldea Evolve booster box. Again, in that video 3 months ago I mentioned this was a much better pickup at $218. $218 US dollars for a Paldea Evolve booster box. When I did that video, the Journey Together booster box was $50 more. Even higher actually. $220. The Journey Together booster box was $50 to $70 more. Now, this Paldea Evolve booster box is up $75, $77. More than $70 just in the last 10-11 weeks. Journey Together again down almost $70, $60. So Paldea Evolved up $70, Journey Together down $70. You got a $140 discrepancy. You could have taken that $140 extra and bought, I don't know, two ETBs from another set or something like that, or you know, a Legendary Warriors Premium Collection and an ETB or whatever. Just like, there's better options, right? Save your money. Stop spending in a bad way. Buy smart, guys. I know I sound like a broken record, but you need to buy smart. You know, here's Silver Tempest, right? This is, like I said, this is a rehash of that video I did a few months ago, guys. So if this looks repetitive, it's probably because it is. This is to just look back and see, hey, was I right or was I wrong? Was I right or was I wrong about what I said? This Silver Tempest booster box, when I did that video, $274. This was exactly the same price, exactly, as Journey Together at the time. Now you're looking at $343 US dollars for this booster box. So that's gone up, what, $60, $70 in less than 3 months? Did you FOMO? Were you FOMOing about the Silver Tempest booster box? I bet you didn't FOMO when it came to the Silver Tempest booster box. You're like, Silver Tempest, whatever. I really want Journey Together. And now this has gone from $270 to $343 for the Silver Tempest booster box, while the Journey Together booster box has gone from $280, $290 down to $210. So now this is worth $130 more, $130 US more than the Journey Together booster box in less than 3 months. And they were the same price when I did that video, and I tried to warn you guys. I've got Journey Together. I'm not throwing shade at Journey Together, but I paid retail or less. Yeah, I paid retail price actually for Journey Together, and I will be picking up more. But the difference between me and you is I'm not overpaying for mine. I'm not FOMOing about it. Here's the Brilliant Stars booster box. It's now $430 US. Guys, this has gone bananas. $430 US. This has gone up 45% in 3 months. When I did that video, $295. God, let me get that graph right. There we go. $295. This was probably $5 to $10 more than the Journey Together booster box when I did that video. I did say that in that video. This is $5 to $10 more, but very, very similar price range at the time, a few months back. And now $430. It's gone way past $300 and straight into the $400s. Brilliant Stars. Now, this is, well, more than double. I'll say double the price, but just over. Double the price of Journey Together. And you could have got Journey Together for the same price 3 months ago as Brilliant Stars, or Brilliant Stars at the same price as Journey Together. Now this is more than double the price. Did you FOMO? Did you have FOMO in your brain 10, 11 weeks ago, 3 months ago, when it came to Brilliant Stars? I bet you didn't FOMO about Brilliant Stars. You're too busy FOMOing about Journey Together. This is like, sometimes the boring, obvious old choice is the better choice. I don't know, guys. I don't know how to help you. If you're just going to keep paying $300 US, 400 Australian dollars, 450 Australian dollars every time a new booster box comes out because of the hype, then just keep doing it, and I'll keep buying the better option. I don't mind. I'll keep making money. I'm not trying to be mean, guys, but like, you have to get smarter. And if you completely miss a set, like, woohoo, who cares? There's so much Pokemon out there to make money on. I still haven't paid above retail price for Prismatic Evolution. I've got a couple of small products from Prismatic Evolutions that I bought at retail price, pre-order, before the hype really, took off with it. And if I miss out on Prismatic ETBs, I don't really care. I'm going to make money anyway on my other stock. I'm just not going to pay way over retail price because the set's decent. Here's the Journey Together ETB. Again, I spoke about this in that video I did a few months ago. This is down 39% in 3 months. When I did that video, here we are, March 24 to 26. I think I did that video on the 25th of March. It was $123 US for a Journey Together ETB. At the time, Lost Origin Build and Battle Stadiums were cheaper. If we go back here, yeah, the Build and Battle Stadiums were like $95 to $100. Call it 95. Call it 100. Call it $100, right? US. $23 US cheaper than the Journey Together ETB. Now, granted, these haven't gone up a lot. They're still at 101. They haven't really moved. But you know what? You haven't lost money. With the Journey Together ETB, if I flick back here, you would have lost 123 down to 68. You would have lost $55 in value on that ETB. The Build and Battle Stadium for Lost Origin was cheaper, and now it's $33 more. But the price has barely moved. It's moved like a few dollars, but your money's safer in this investment. As I said 3 months ago, less than 3 months ago. Here's the Brilliant Stars Build and Battle Stadium. Back in March 25th, this was $67. This was literally almost half the price of a Journey Together ETB. You could have got 2 of these for about $5 to $10 more than one Journey Together ETB. Very similar price, right? Now, this is at $93. It's more expensive. It's about $25 more expensive than the Journey Together ETB. 3 months ago, it was half the price. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Are you going to keep FOMOing? Because I see people doing it again now with Destined Rivals. You FOMO'd with Surging Sparks. You FOMO'd with Prismatic. You FOMO'd with Journey Together. And now you're FOMOing with Destined Rivals. Is FOMO the new normal? Are you going to keep paying this much? I've paid retail price, by the way, or below retail price for Surging Sparks, Prismatic, even though I don't have much, Journey Together, and Destined Rivals. I've paid retail or below retail. And I can see Destin Rivals booster boxes for sale in some LGSs down here in Australia for well over 400 Australian dollars. Again, I've got one sitting here I picked up for 250 Australian dollars. Why would I pay 420 Australian dollars? These stores are taking the piss, to be honest. And you might not get a lot of stock at retail price, and if you want to buy a lot of stock, maybe you got to go and spend a fortune, but why do it? Why go and buy a huge supply of Destin Rivals just so you got a lot when you're paying an absolute premium? To me, that's crazy. There are much, much better options in the Pokemon market, whether you go Japanese sets, whether you go Sword and Shield Build and Battle Stadiums, ETB, Sword and Shield booster boxes. The Legendary Warriors Premium Collection, the Sword and Shield Collection, is one of the most undervalued collections out there in the market, one of the best products you can buy right now. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but just stop FOMOing and start buying smarter, guys. I can see what you're doing with Destin Rivals. And you might say, well, long term, I'm just going to dollar cost average if the price goes down, and it will all work out. And again, dollar cost averaging is not an excuse to buy poorly and buy expensively from the outset. It's more of a backup plan, a worst case scenario type plan. Hey, that's my philosophy. That's my opinion. And you guys invest and collect however you want to collect. And I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please share it, please like it, give it a thumbs up. I appreciate the support. And I'll see you next time on the Chase Card. Bye, everyone.